Alright YouTubers, welcome back to War Thunder Ground Forces with the Angry Nerd. And today I thought we would take a look at the German Panzer III F. Now the Panzer III was the common name of a medium tank used by Nazi Germany extensively in World War II. The official German designation was Panzerkampfwagen III, translating as Armored Fighting Vehicle. It was intended to fight other armored fighting vehicles and serve alongside the infantry support Panzer IV. The Panzer III medium tank was the main German battle tank for the first 2.5 years of the Second World War, only beginning to lose that status after the appearance of the Panzer IV Ausf F2 in March 1942. Until then, the Panzer III had been the only German tank armed with a gun designed to penetrate enemy armor. Serious work on the Panzer III began in 1936, when a number of German tank manufacturers produced prototypes for a tank in the 15-ton category. This tank was to be the main anti-tank weapon, firing armor-piercing shot from its 37mm gun, while the Panzer IV would be the close infantry support tank, firing high explosive shells at infantry positions, light-skinned vehicles, or anti-tank guns. The development and production of the Panzer III progressed very slowly. On September 1st, 1939, only 98 had been completed, compared to 211 Panzer IVs, 1,223 Panzer IIs, and nearly 1,500 Panzer Is. The situation had improved slightly by the start of the campaign in the West in May 1940, by which time there were over 300 Panzer IIIs on the front line, but it would only be available in really large numbers for the start of the invasion of Russia in the summer of 1941. The Panzer III was laid out in the same way as the earlier Panzer I and Panzer II, with the engine at the rear and the gearbox in the front. The turret was an enlarged version of the one used on the Panzer II, but it now carried 3 of the 5 crew, the commander, the gunner, and the loader, an arrangement that dramatically improved the fighting power of the tank by increasing the rate of fire and allowing each member of the crew to concentrate on one job. The first 10 development versions of the Panzer III were of the A variant, produced in 1937. They featured the turret that would be the standard on all early versions of the tank, carrying a crew of 3 and armed with a 37mm gun and 2 7.9mm coaxial machine guns. A third machine gun was carried in the forward superstructure. This version of the Panzer III carried its tracks on 5 large road wheels and used coil spring suspension. The small number of Panzer III Ausf A's that were completed joined the Panzer regiments during 1937 and were not withdrawn until February 1940 after seeing combat in Poland. The second development of the Panzer III was the Ausf B, also produced in 1937. It used a completely different suspension system. This time, there were 8 small road wheels on each side, connected in pairs. Suspension was provided by 2 long leaf springs, with a pair of road wheels at each end. This system was no more successful than the one used on the Ausf A. Of the 15 Ausf Bs produced, 10 joined Panzer regiments serving in Poland before being withdrawn in February 1940, while 5 were used to develop the Stug assault gun. The third variant, the Ausf C, saw another attempt to improve the suspension. This time, the first and last pairs of road wheels were given their own short leaf spring, mounted in parallel to the ground, while the second and third pair of road wheels were connected by a long leaf spring, the same as on the Ausf B. Although an improvement on the earlier system, it was still not satisfactory. And as with the A and B, the C saw service in Poland and was withdrawn in February 1940. The Ausf D was the final pre-production version of the Panzer III. Once again, the suspension was modified, this time by positioning the short leaf springs carrying the first and last pairs of road wheels at an angle, thus increasing the amount of support provided. This was still not acceptable, and a completely different system would be adopted by the first production models. The first 15 Ausf Ds were built with the same 15 millimeters of armor as the A, B, and C, but some sources suggest that the last 15 received 30 millimeters of armor. The Ausf E was the first mass production version of the Panzer III. It featured a completely new torsion bar suspension with 6 road wheels on each side, supported by a steel bar running across the width of the tank. This system was very successful and was retained on every later model. The Ausf E entered service in time to take part in the Polish campaign of 1939. It was later rearmed with a 50 millimeter gun, and with this more powerful gun, the Ausf E remained in action throughout the fighting in France, the Balkans, North Africa, and for the first 2 years of the campaign in Russia. And finally, the Panzer III Ausf F. This vehicle was the first version of the Panzer III to be produced in large numbers, with 435 built during 1939 and 1940. It was virtually identical to the Ausf E, but with a different engine ignition system and air intakes. Just over 300 were produced with the 37 millimeter gun, while around 100 were built with the 50 millimeter gun and an external mantlet. Many of the tanks originally built with the 37 millimeter gun were later upgunned with the 50 millimeter. Large numbers of Ausf Fs were in service in time to take part in the campaign in the West in May of 1940, and they remained in service for almost as long as the Panzer III itself. The Ausf F began to reach Panzer units in late 1939, and by the start of the campaign in the West, a total of 348 Panzer IIIs were in service, most of them the Ausf F variant. The Panzer III Ausf F went on to serve in the Balkans, North Africa, and in Russia, and one is known to have been in action as late as June 1944. Now in War Thunder Arcade, the Panzer III Ausf F is a rank 1 medium tank with a battle rating of 2.0. It has a 572 horsepower engine propelling the 19.8 ton vehicle to a top speed of 49 miles per hour. It comes equipped with the 50 millimeter KWK-38 cannon. Now I have it assigned to an expert crew with a crew level of 150, which gives me a reload of 4.2 seconds. With a premium account, it has an XP reward of 212% and a silver line reward of 60%. So what do I think of the Panzer III F here in War Thunder? Well, it's a pretty decent vehicle. It's not that much better than anything else at this tier, and it's not that much worse. It is an improvement over the Panzer III E, which had the 37 millimeter. This gets the 50 millimeter, and thus you get the 0.3 increase in the battle rating from 1.7 to 2.0. But not to worry, the 50 millimeter gun is quite capable of handling everything at this battle rating, and even up to 3.0. You do get APCR for those tougher targets if you have to penetrate something with a little thicker armor. The main issue you're going to have with this vehicle is it has a very slow turret rotation. So you need to keep that in mind. If you're zipping around the battlefield, you might have trouble keeping the turret on target. And you need to pre-aim at corners before you go around the corner. Otherwise, you'll come around the corner, there'll be an enemy there, and you can't get your turret on target, and you'll get killed that way. Armor-wise, pretty much everything can penetrate this vehicle. It's quite boxy, flat front plate, so try to keep it hidden as much as possible. That being said, why don't we hop into a game, see what I was able to do with the Panzer IIIF. Here we go. Alright, looks like we picked up Cyanide. I do enjoy this map. I don't know why, but I like it. We're on the northern side, and I'm gonna go to the eastern side of the map toward A. I'm not going to run directly down into A. I'm going to stay in an overwatch position. I'm happy just letting somebody else be the guinea pig. And I'll do it if I have to. But it can be a pretty good advantage to just kind of sit back and wait, because you know somebody's going to go there. Somebody's there, I just don't have a shot on them. There we go. Come on. Look at there. Right in the turret. And they're gone. Straight through the little mud shack or whatever it is down there. The mud hut. 38. There's a 38 down there. See if I can get him. Come on, turret. Yep. Uh-oh. Those 20mm are deadly. Here we go. Finish this guy off too. There we go. Replenishing that crew member. Your 50mm is good, but your armor, I mean, that 20mm just went through me like butter. Took out 3 of my crew members. Alright, so we've replaced 1 of the 3 that we lost. We're still down 2. Let's see. I can... Alright. That was good. AC Mark II over here. Can I get him? Nope. SU-51. A good hit on him. Driver, gunner, loader. Got to get the 2 guys in the back. There we go. There we go. 75mm down here. That was lucky. Dang it. I was hoping to get him stopped, but he stopped. Come on. I've hit this dude 3 times. There we go. Alright, 2 in a row. That works for me. Somebody back down in the A cap. I gotta wait for my turret. Or I can come down in here and engage. Where are they at? I tell you, that slow turret can really get you killed. Okay, there he is. There he is. Gunner loader. And that finishes him off. We've got 2 caps, so I'm not really interested in running down there and trying to cap that A point. And if it becomes necessary, I'll go do it. But I would prefer not. See somebody coming up behind me on the mini map. They've dropped a party on me. What do we got here? Slow turret got him killed. When I realized he wasn't actually pointing at the corner, I was like, oh yeah, I can go down there. So the M3 hit his engine. That didn't do anything. Oh, he's moving. Got him again, but that didn't do anything. Panzer III B. We're hitting him. Come on. And now he's behind a rock. That just bites. Come out, come out. Okay. Got a kill assist. Let's go, turret. Turn around, turret. Panzer II over here. Is he gonna come out? I hit him. Hit him again. Nope, hit the rock. Oh. Uh-oh. Need to back out of the way of that guy and engage this guy. Alright. Got his commander. He's gonna back off for a second. Take this guy out. Now then, we'll concentrate on this other guy. Got somebody else coming up from behind. Can't worry about that guy in front anymore. Oh, you sneaky dude. Oh, he got my gunner. Dang it. Hopefully he won't rush me. Drop some arty. Some deterrents. Gunner's back up. Oh, I see you down there. Trying to reposition. That's it. The end of the game snuck up on me. I was concentrating on that guy who went down behind the rock. But that worked out well for him. We came in first place on the team. Let's take a look at the awards. One Shot, Avenger, Double Strike, Shadow Strike Streak, Tank Rescuer, Professional, Assist Streak, Survivor, and Heavy Metal Fury. We came in first place on the team. This is the XP and credits, 25,000 credits. It's my premium bonus. We destroyed 11 ground targets. I didn't think we had that many. 93% battle activity. Player statistics. Not bad, not bad. I'll take it. So, yeah. That's acceptable. So yeah, the Panzer IIIF. The biggest issue you're going to have with this vehicle is the slow turret rotation, or at least that's the biggest issue that I have with the vehicle. Other than that, not much I can say about it. It's pretty average. On other news, sorry it's taken me so long to get a video out. Lots of stuff been happening around the nerd household lately. Recently had to take the computer to the shop, upgrade to Windows 10, which I don't like so far, but I guess I'll get over it. Yep, had to reinstall all the programs. It's just been taking me a while, and I finally got everything up, running to a state where I could push out a video. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Panzer IIIF. If you have, hit that like button. If you didn't, don't. Subscribe if you would. But as always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Nerd out.